Life is good 13. 13 love to y'all. You are creation 13. Today I'm going to talk to you about the New World Order. Basically their agenda for this planet, which is creating the new Atlantis. Um, this is their hidden agenda, one of many, just like I talked about with the dragon magic. So anyways, I learned quite a bit of stuff about the New World Order. You know, it's always stuck with me. I mean, even like in the Bible itself, it talks about a new world order, a one world order. And you can even switch it to NWO, which is actually own. So they are trying to own everybody's soul, hence the one world order, new world order. They wanna own and take control of your soul, take control of your soul matrix, reconstructure it. That is one of their goals. So anyways, the new world order thing has been building up for quite some time. I think it was George Bush Sr., I think it was. He was president, what, in the early 90s or whatever. And he was very strongly into the New World Order. He always mentioned it in a lot of his campaigns and stuff that he was running. Was, we're going to start a new world order. Our goal is to create a new world order. They were working on it, trying to develop it, trying to let people grasp the concepts of it. And it just seemed like humanity ignored it, which is a very good thing, because my parents, they were all for Bush, and he always talked about the New World Order, but it never clicked with them. So either it wasn't part of their timeline, or they just didn't discover it or something. I have no idea. I was young back then. I was in my early teens, and I didn't understand any of it. But since I been doing research and stuff, you find out about this stuff. So anyways, the New World Order thing started in the early 90s, late 80s, somewhere around there. Whenever George Bush was on the rise, because you have to remember that all the presidents are related. They're all part of the same bloodline, and there's two bloodlines. You got the blue royal bloodline, and you got the red royal bloodline. And see, blue is one of the hidden agendas. It's the dragging draconian energy, hence the blue kundalini activation. It is dragon energy. It is the blue blood energy, draconian energy. So that should give you guys, a heads up on what the royal blue bloodline is. The red bloodline, I want to say it's like more on the reptilian hybrids, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't done any research on the red bloodline too much, but just instinctively it has to do with like a reptilian like hybrid bloodline, maybe gray bloodline. I don't know. There's some kind of hybrid in that red bloodline, but I didn't get a whole lot of detail on that one. But the blue. I'm getting caught up here. But anyways, the blue one is draconian bloodline. So, like I said, the blue kundalini activation, it all lines up into one of their many hidden agendas. So, anyways, all the presidents are related. You can look this up throughout history. There's tons of descendants of the human race that go back to like even George Washington. My wife's family bloodline goes back to George Washington, and so that means that with my kids, I could be connected with George Washington. I have no idea. I could be connected somewhere in the president's bloodline as well. But since I know my wife is, because my wife's dad looked into how far back her bloodline goes to. So my kids have that energy, but it shifts too. So I mean, it's just because your human vessel has that origin doesn't mean that your soul matrix carries it. It's quite different. But this is where you have to cleanse yourself and rebirth yourself. And I will be talking about the Christ concept, the being baptized in the blood, being rebirthed, through the Christ. I will be making a video about that. But anyways, this is about the New World Order, so I'll stick with that. So yeah, so since the presidents are all related, they all work together in sync with one another. So when they want a president, or when they want their future president to be on the rise, you start seeing the one that's going to be next start going up in ranks, because it's someone was saying like um, becoming a president or being in that system, it's just like a mafia. You start out small, like all of them have degrees in like um, in law, in banking, in all the chains of command, on how this system is constructed. They all have these, you know, law making things, a law in baking, so on and so forth, raising up in the ladders until they become the king of that chain, hence the president. So initiations, I guess you would call it, initiations. And and it's people don't even catch on to this stuff because like we got all these former presidents that are still under the payroll, fully active and promoting the other presidents because they're all interlocked with each other. They're all cousins. They're all related. Even Obama is related to them all because they're all cousins. It's hilarious, and people don't even look into this. And this is where they create the conspiracy theory thing. So then you can't further explore into it, because they think you're just making this up. But there's actual facts to all of what I say, and you just have to find it because it's out there. There's also a lot of links, like there's someone I was reading on Facebook on how Abraham Lincoln, like his everything was like in sync with John F. Kennedy. Like they both died around the same time, like year wise or something. Like everything was in sync. I don't have that link to it. I'm sure it's somewhere, but it's rather interesting. But they go through the same concepts over and over again. And there is going to be some events that are going to take place that may cause I wouldn't say a new president, but it's going to end up being where Obama's going to be replaced, but there's not going to be a new president because they are going to try something different. This is a timeline that they're wanting to take effect. And I'm bringing this up for a reason because we are entering into a new timeline. But there's two possible timelines. Either Obama, somehow or other, I know more than likely what's going to happen. It's going to have to do with the 21st, but by the time I post this video, it's going to be way past the 21st. So when this happens, Obama may already not be there anymore. But if he is, either he's going to get booted off eventually, and that's it. But Obama, as far as the information I'm receiving, he's going to be the last president. He's the 44th president, and 44 is a significant number. So, but we'll see about that. But it's going to lead into a new world order. Obama is going to start making the new Atlantis become a rise. It's going to start rising up. The concepts of the new world order concept is going to start rising up. And I was watching a Chris White video on his facts and discoveries on the Jesus character, and some stuff, because it was a big thing on the Zionist or something, Zionist movie. I don't know how to pronounce it. Zeitge, something like that, movie. And he was trying to debunk it, and he did debunk it, because that movie's just that lady just didn't know what she was talking about. But anyways, interesting thing I found in that video, because like I said, your guides are gonna point you into stuff you need to become aware of. There's gonna be something significant in there. And what I found in there is astrotheology. It's a book that a guy wrote. I didn't write his name down, but if you're familiar with astrotheology, which is one of the starting concepts of the New Age concept, which talks about the rise of Atlantis is their plan. So anyways, I'll go ahead and read the things that he quoted in there. So one of the quotes was, when the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power one has learned. Okay, hold on here. I get lost sometimes here. Anyways, when the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper applications of the dynamo, which means higher power, of living power, one has learned the mysteries of his craft. The seething energies of the Lucifer, which Lucifer is light bringer, are in his hands, and before one may step onward and upward, one must prove one's abilities to properly apply energy. And this is by Manly P. Hall, a 33-degree Mason. And in that paragraph, he's talking about learning and mastering the fourth dimensional elements. Like I said, you watch the 3-part video, and I'll explain further. He's talking about on how you learn to master the entities that surround us all the time. But there's the jokesters, the jinn, the beings there, and they come into your being, and you're able to receive power from them. Instead of learning how to use your own energy, they give you energy from a higher level. Yeah. So anyways, I'll continue reading because it goes right into the next one. So it is so difficult to determine the positions of the ancient initiates. I don't know what that word is. The position of the ancients. They are the invisible powers. Okay, so it is so difficult to determine the positions of the ancients. They are the invisible powers behind the thrones of earth. Okay, they are the invisible powers, fourth dimensional beings, looking beyond that. Okay, so and humanity are but marionettes or puppets dancing while the invisible ones pull the strings. Again, this is where the fourth dimension comes up. This is what the Masons are taught, because they play around with the fourth dimensional entities. This is the invisible forces. This is where all the hidden agendas are being formed, is in the fourth dimension. It's not in this third dimension. The third dimension rulers, the surface worlders, are the Pope, the Vaticans, and Elizabeth and her people that help her. Those are the surface dwellers. But the fourth dimensional entities are the ones that are controlling the souls around here. the soul matrix, you know, just like I talked about on how there are beings in chairs 24/7 that control and distract humanity. And that's what they're talking about here. So, humanity are but marionettes, puppets dancing while the invisible ones pull the strings. We see the dancer, but the mastermind that does the work remains concealed by the cloak of silence. See, not even the Masons or who are playing with in the fourth dimension, they don't know who the head being is that is playing around in this whole matrix structure, both in the third dimension matrix structure and the fourth dimension matrix structure, because the spirit realm has its own matrix structure. This could be the concept of maybe the perceived Satan, or so on and so forth. You know, a mastermind behind the matrix system. I haven't looked too much into it yet, but I will, and you know, when I get info, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, so that was another saying by Manly P. Hall, a 33-degree Mason. He's saying by the sun on top. So, and then there's a quote which it didn't say who wrote this. I'm assuming it's just from the book itself. But it says, the new Atlantis sets forth an ideal government of the earth. Okay, the new Atlantis sets forth an ideal government of the earth. It foretells that day when in the midst of humanity there shall rise up a vast institution composed of the philosophic elite on order of illuminated humanity. Yeah, illuminated humanity. Hence, the rise of the light beings. You know, the light bringers. The rise of the Lucifer energy. Okay, so it is composed of the philosophic elite in order of illuminated humanity, banded together for the purpose of investigating the laws of life. Okay, this is where the Team Light concept comes in. Team Light is part of this new Atlantis concept, which, like I said, you know, there's hidden members in Team Light that work for the government, and maybe they're not even aware of it. But this is where the whole Team Light concept, the New World Order needs this Team Light concept to bring unity to humanity, which actually is unity to new enslavement. So, so they investigating the laws of life and the mysteries of the universe, you know, because we are going through a transformation stage, you know, the rise in consciousness, the rise in awareness, and they know this, so they're trying to generate when people. This is why the New Age concept came into play. They're trying to generate people into their new religion, their new Atlantis concept. So our agendas are lost because you get distracted of, oh yeah, that's what I'm going through, that's what I'm experiencing, and then they get you in a little pile of people that are going, oh yeah, and then they start learning from each other, but they lose track of learning everything within themselves, because we're all star seeds, and we have role play here. So the age of boundaries is closing. Okay, and that means that the old matrix system is being destroyed right now. Okay, so the age of boundaries is closing, and we are approaching a noble era when nations shall be no more, which hence the New World Order, and when the lines of race and caste shall be wiped out. Castles or so on and so forth, race and castles, you know, it shall be all wiped out. You know, there's not going to be any dividing of nations, and they aren't even divided anyways, because all the rulers of each area, you know, like the Middle East, so on and so forth, they all get together and they all have a blast. They all are on the same payroll. You know, it's just a hidden agenda, and it'll just be made known that they're all happy together and stuff, which they're already that way anyways. So when the whole earth shall be under one order, one government, one administration, one body. See, that's their whole concept in this new world order thing. They've been slowly building it up, and they've been slowly moving the new age movement up into their play because they want the new Atlantis. They want when everybody wakes up to stay in their hidden agenda. They don't want you to be in your power. It's going to end up being where all the people who are in the new age concept, when Obama leaves as president and there is no more president, because this is when things are going to start unfolding, they want you all in this little group. They don't want you to be in your power. They don't want you to be in power of your soul matrix. And what's going to happen is the people who are not part of this new world order are going to be outcasts and outlaws. So basically, like myself, will end up being considered an outlaw and against the system. So not only are you fighting against the system now, you're going to have to fight against another system. So it's going to be a system that dies, and then there will be a new system of a new slavery. So go ahead and rewind this video because I don't want to read this again because I keep getting tongue twisted. But yeah, so that's their hidden agenda. Okay, so when Obama either gets taken out, which that could happen, like I said, the 21st. Like I said, this video is going to get posted way later, but something's going to happen to Obama, some kind. But they won't make a new president. It's going to be the rise of the New World Order that's going to take effect. And you can also see this with the gun control thing and stuff like that. They are just distracting the heck out of humanity. They really are. But anyways, so the New World Order, they're planning to make a new Atlantis, and you've heard Team Light talked about New Atlantis. Even myself have talked about a New Atlantis, but I didn't get the full details yet. All this stuff pops up for a reason. So you don't want to be involved with this new Atlantis because this is going to be the fake, false Atlantis, the Antichrist, which Antichrist is denying your true being on who you are. Okay, so this false Atlantis, this Antichrist, is going to take effect eventually, and this is where the whole Team Light concept comes into play. And I want to make a video about on how the fourth dimensional beings are needing to use a physical vessel because the fourth dimensional beings can't go into a vessel, so they have to use physical beings. Hence why they make so many movies about vampires and how they need a day host, somebody who can roam around in the daytime to take care of their dirty work, which comes into mind with the mind control. So I'll talk about that after this video. So anyway, so hopefully this makes sense to you. Go ahead and rewatch this video if you want, and just learn about some future events that's going to take place, because this is what it's coming to pass here soon. You can see all the breadcrumbs all laid out. So anyways, if you got questions, let me know. I love you all very much. Love you all, and I'm saying the catch. I'll talk to you in a little bit.